Ladies, do not fall for the lies that these men tell you. Oftentimes, men will always brag about how they want the woman that nobody's touched, nobody's been seen with, that is extremely exclusive, blah, 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 that nobody's ever had before, only to go date the woman that has been known to be with multiple different men, sometimes even their friends, that have been seen publicly with different men that they know, or even men that they don't know. And yet they still lie to women and say that they want the women that have never been seen, that have been super exclusive. Yet these men will run to the same women that they just complained about as soon as they get some money. Why is that? Men love to compete with other men. Men love to challenge other men to go get the girl that everybody has had, or to go get the girl that is super exclusive in that way. So when they say exclusive, they mean that only certain men have dealt with them. Classic example of this is Lori Harvey, Kim Kardashian. These same men that claim that they don't like the women that have been seen out with other men, that they want a woman that nobody knows about, that's low key, they're lying, ladies. As soon as they get some money, they're gonna run right over to the women that are super highly desirable. Half of the time, it's not even about the woman at all. Half of the time, it is because they want to brag that they got that woman. And this is exactly why I try to tell women, you need to be dating for what men bring to the table, because sometimes these men are only trying to obtain you just to raise their value in another man's eyes. It has nothing to do with the women at all. These men love to brag about who they have on their arm. Date men with resources. You are leveling up his image. You are making him the winner amongst his other male competitors. So with that being said, ladies, don't listen to these men when they say, oh, I want the low-key girl, the girl that doesn't go outside. I want the girl that nobody's ever been with. They're lying, okay? They're lying.
Let me explain to you why men love popular hoes. This is gonna sound really weird, but I promise you at the end, it'll all make sense. There's a really weird equation that happens when a woman is popular, but she's also a very well-known hoe. It's crazy because the only thing deeper than a man's desire to be with a woman, like wife a woman who is not promiscuous, is to be with a woman who other men want. This is crazy, okay? Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. To impress other men with the woman that we have on our arm is deeper than our desire for our own natural, preferences for a wife. And see, when a woman is popular, and I know as a man that when I walk around with her, all of these other men secretly want my girl or very publicly want my girl, that's an ego boost to me as a man. And my ego matters to me as a man more than anything else. So it's crazy because the ego boost you receive as a man by being with a woman that all men want to sleep with, even though a lot of men have already slept with her, is actually more of a boost than it is degrading to be with a woman that all men have already slept with. As long as there's enough of a consensus that all of these other men still desire her and really want to be with her, it negates everything else that the men care about when it comes to being with a woman who's not promiscuous. It's insane.
Men don't want you because you're too nice. That's just the bottom line here. Men don't want you when you're too nice, when you're overly accommodating, when you do so much for them that you don't allow them to do something for you. Men don't want you unless you kinda are, I don't wanna say difficult, but you need to be a challenge, and you need to be a challenge very early on. In fact, the more you want him, the more challenging you need to be. What I had to learn was that men don't want you until they have to question if you want them. Men want you to be a bit of a bitch sometimes. They want you to be difficult, and they will want you so much more. So listen to me close when I tell you this right now. Put yourself first. Remember that. If you don't remember anything else from this video, One of the keys to operating within your divine femininity, one of the keys to operating within your dark femininity, one of the keys to making sure that you don't just attract men, but that you attract men in a way that's going to activate their masculinity so that they can be of service to you in the same ways, or for that matter, in greater ways than you're in service to them, is by remembering that you have to put yourself first.
Ladies, it's true. Men love bitches. They fall in love with bitches. I'm serious. You think I'm joking. I'm not. Because here's what you're not understanding. You could give a guy wifey qualities from the jump. You could be the nice, affectionate girl. You know, I'm so sweet. I'm over all the time. What do you need, honey? Need a foot rub? You need this, need that? Let me tell you something. That's fun. And a guy's going to accept that. And he's going to roll with that. But what is he going to do? He's going to chew you up. He's going to spit you out. And he's going to say, hey, thanks for that. That was really nice. But there's just no chemistry. There's that extra feeling, that extra mojo that I needed in the relationship. And how many times does that happen to you, girls? Probably all the time. What you don't get is that we want to turn bitches into wifey type. That's what we truly want. That's who we're really going to fall in love with. The girl that makes it hard. The girl that's independent. The girl that's doing her own shit. The girl that knows her own value. The girl that does not allow us in very quickly. The girl that takes her time and makes sure that we're not fucking around. That's the girl that we're going to fall in love with.
Men are obsessed with self-centered bitches. Why? Because this type of woman doesn't take his freedom away. They're not needy, they're not desperate, they're not boxing their man in to the point where he's thinking, oh my god, get her away from me. Now sit down, this is gonna be a masterclass video, so get your pencils out, get your notebooks and papers out. I'm gonna explain to you why men love bitches and why you need to stop being needy and desperate. The difference between the needy, desperate woman, the loyal golden retriever, and the ultimate femme fatale black cat is that the woman that is unbothered, the black cat energy, is okay with the space between him and her. She doesn't all of a sudden jump when he says jump. She stays focused on her. He could do whatever the fuck he wants because she knows he will always eventually come back right next to her. If you are needy, you are not comfortable with the space between you two. He is leaving for work. You're calling him. How's your day going, honey? Oh my god, how are you feeling? Have you slept well? Have you eaten? Have you taken your protein shake? He's going out to the pub with the boys. Hey, honey, I just want to make sure when you're coming home, I already made the bed for you. I've also got our favorite movie on. Just about the mental attention energy that you give him. Men can sense when you are needy, when you're desperate, and when you're anxious because you cannot live without them. You cannot stay comfortable in his absence. You cannot hold your own because wherever he goes, you keep an eye out and you want to come his way. Where the unbothered ice queen, his dream girl, okay, the ultimate femme fatale, couldn't care less. She's over here doing her own thing, and no matter where he's floating around in the universe on this planet, she knows he will come back to her because she has something that he wants. She is independent out of the outcome of the relationship. She's not attached to him, and therefore he wants to come her way even more. If you want a more in-depth explanation, you can click the link in my bio. For $50, you get access to my online course where I explain everything I just given away, even more detailed, and give you in-depth solutions and strategies how to make him obsessed with you. Much love. Have a great day.
You know, over the past few years, I've come to realize that there's a certain type of women that men can't seem to resist. And these are bad bitches. You know, there's something about a woman that looks like a prostitute. I don't know, but us men just can't seem to resist this type of women. Capisci? Amagero amareka kofe kwati liule kopano no kwati ni sorola. Banafulunganya bagay, banafulunganya, you don't even know what you like about them. If Mora the scientist and Lato both invited you for a sleepover, which score are you declining? Just be frank. Because personally, I'm declining Mora the scientist score. Because, bro, Lato is different, bro. Because when you step into a cabin, bro, you just find she's throwing it back and forth, man. Nah, man. I know Mara the scientist, I'll need that on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but Lato, bro, I need that the whole night, and I need that from Friday to Sunday, man. It's something about a bad bitch that makes even older men beg for them. I don't know why, but in 90% of the time, you'll find yourself begging for a bad bitch. You know, they are so seductive, like they are so irresistible, you know what I mean? The moment you see them, you just feel like you can even start begging to say, hey man, somebody is in it to be give you something. It just said to touch it you. Bad bitch ifulunganya faba de bonse takwa bati na vena kana vesa na vena. Barababa. Mwana wantingu fue kofu wino na papa. Tanshane mofia kalindura na chula.
Men love crazy women. So stop listening to these men saying that they don't love crazy women.
Oh, you thought men liked nice girls, girls who give them peace. No, 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 baby. One of the top things about feminine energy is that it's natural. And we sometimes naturally want to kick their ass, and sometimes we naturally want to be sweet. Men like feminine women, and feminine women express their emotions. One of the top principles out of my top 20 principles of feminine energy is that you are natural to you. Acceptance is rule number one, that you accept your feelings. In fact, the most alluring thing you can do, which is a little bit of a naughty secret that I'll tell you, is blow hot and cold. Now, I don't want you to do this fake, but I want you to do this realistically, because it makes the man stay on his toes. If sometimes you're warm and sometimes you're cold, but not in a dismissive, horrible way, but in a natural, feminine way. We are not consistent. We're nature, and nature is never the same.